Good morning, good morning. Welcome, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Hey, Alexander, how you doing? Stealth, Ronan, good to see you all. John, hey, Raj, Josh, Kev, what's up? Forget about it. How you doing? Oh boy, here we go again, huh? So we've got another sort of Terminator 2 Judgment Day scenario happening um, tonight. I think it's 8 o'clock p.m. that we're waiting for the big decision, right? Yeah, the 20.1 minute candles. I told you guys, it's going to be a little bit like Thunderdome for the next little while, unfortunately. You know, you guys aren't Mad Max fans. You probably will be by the end of this. Yeah, extreme chop. Hey, Christian, how are you doing? What's up, all right? Hey, Kevin, how's Cape Cod? You guys taking out the yacht? I hope someone's taking out the yacht. And, you know, hint, hint, I'm still waiting for the yacht invitation, you know. I'm still waiting for the yacht invitation. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Cape Cod people. I'm waiting for that. Don't worry, JJ. I'll send the plane for you. Right. Well, everyone, we got an interesting day ahead of us. It hasn't been the easiest trading, that's for sure. It's been it's been a bit of a dog's breakfast, you know. And let's go take a look and see what's going on here. Overnight inventory is short. Okay, now for longer term traders, I was talking a little bit this morning about we are in distribution up here. You can see this back and forth. Hard to put a position together for a longer term commitment just because we don't know what's going to happen tonight, right? The decision is coming down at what, 8 o'clock p.m.? Um, and so we want to make sure that, your risk is the most important thing, folks, right now. For, traders who are looking to go swing long, swing short, I would wait until tomorrow. I would wait until that decision comes out and the large traders kind of do their business and you can see where the bids are, where the offers are. I hate trading blind. That's just me. I really like to know what's going on before I start putting capital at risk. We still have short positions in this market, my friend. There are short positions and they're here. These are the visible short positions here. There's three visible ones. And there's also ones if we go and look on a longer term chart. I'm sorry, If we look at a chart using the old Globex from yesterday, there is a short position here between 65.90 to 95. If you notice, our overnight low went down there, and we did not, and they front ran it, you know. So that short position, even though it happened in Globex, there's still people trapped short under there. So what we want to do, we want to really be careful. We're going to open somewhere in this area. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. We are going to open in this area where the previous day low is. So the big question you got to ask yourself is, do we have a gap or do we not have a gap? Now, gap or no gap, that's the big thing. If there is no gap, then overnight inventory is short and we will try to move higher, right? That's the general way these things work. But, right, if we open underneath yesterday's low, right, we'll be looking for that overnight low as your target. So you have targets. So say we open here, right, and we can't take out that 66.32 level. We're going to come take out the overnight, the previous day low, that stop, first target, that's your second target, right? If it does not do that, right, and we hold, look for rotation higher. Yeah, Raj, I don't know about yesterday's low, Raj. You know, usually I trust my levels and I trust references, but in this environment, as you well know because of your old job, anything can happen, right? It's not exactly reliable, right? Usually the ES on a normal day is kind of old reliable, unless there's some sort of an event, right, or an earnings thing or something like that. Usually we can trust the references, and you'll see, like, you know, those J-Lo trades that I like to take and all that stuff. I'll kind of go in there, and I'll go in there for 5 to 8 contracts. You know, it's not a big deal. But lately this market is not really instilling a lot of confidence. And, you know, and you shouldn't be, you know, because there is a war going on, you know. We have to remind ourselves of that, right? So we'll watch and see what happens. I would recommend, now, you know, everyone, you can always say that JJ is a nervous trader. Well, I'm nervous because I've traded through long-term capital, 9/11, the housing crisis. I've traded through a lot of stuff, right? So I tend to be cautious because I've seen people just throw money down the toilet. And I hate to see you guys just throw money away, right? Hey, Ed, how you doing? Good to have you back. So let's see where the buying is. I would rather have you guys make a couple of $100 here, a couple of $100 there, than swing for the fences, you know, and get hurt. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens today. I think it's going to be choppy, right? Yeah. You know, it's like that TV show Lioness. Beware the old soldier, beware the old trader. We're old because we've seen a lot, and we've got the scars, and we understand, you know, what to do with volatility. Right? Sometimes it's better to hide out and take pot shots. There's always going to be large traders that will pave the way. We are in a speculative market right now, and if you don't know what that means, it means nobody's trying to build an investment portfolio when there's a war going on, at least in the beginning stages of it. So risk is the most important thing, right? I know I sound a bit like a nervous Nelly, but I'd rather you guys have money to trade with tomorrow than not, right? Now, let's see if we open on that and take out the point of control on the overnight. It has moved up and down, right? We had an overnight where we opened and, we high closed up here at 66.51. We opened, went up, and then came straight down, right? And we've been futzing around down here, you know, in the basic time area where yesterday's cost basis was. Now, what I want to see today is whether or not we are going to get outside of yesterday's range. That's really the most important thing, right? That's really the most important thing. This overnight, I'm thinking because the inventory is priced at 66.20, right? Yeah, that's a good plan, Jam. 16 to 28, that's beautiful trading right there, And the thing is, use your orders, right? So if you are, say you're building a long position, right? Whoa, look at that. See? Did you just see that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Here we go. Here we go. Look at those 22s, right? I'm looking for bids right at the pocket 20 now. I'm looking for bids at the pocket. I put in a 21 and a quarter bid. I didn't get hit. I put in a 22 bid. I didn't get hit. Right? The order book is thin. When you have a thin order book, excuse me, I still have this cold, so I'm coughing and sputtering. When you have a thin order book, you got to really watch yourself, right? Now let's go take a look at our levels. And you can see that sell order took us right down to the middle of this cost basis that we had. So I want you folks, if you are, say you're long 25, you should have some sell orders out. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you be a seller at 28 if you're long 24, 25? Right? Take the money because you have no idea how long those bids are good for. Right? It's 16s and 20s on each side on the order book. There's a couple of 50s. There's not much. The market's still going to be mechanical. So, being that the market is still mechanical, it means that you can still use the references. You're just going to have to be a little bit quick on the draw, right? Quick draw McGraw, right? When it opens, if it opens and it's busy, if it's fast, if it's moving too fast for you, remember, you don't have to trade the open, right? You don't have to trade the open. It's a thin book, AO. Right? It's like 1990s Kate Moss supermodel thin, okay? So look at how it's jumping around. Price is jumping around. People are trying to position themselves before the open. We have no idea what's going to happen tonight. So make sure, I would not be long or short into the close. I would not be long or short overnight. For those of you who are wanting to hold positions, I'd kind of wait. If you're already in a position, make sure that you have your buy and sell orders out there, right? Now, someone earlier on, there's a couple of really interesting comments in the room. Iron Chef this morning was going, I hate this price action. And it's true. It's not easy. It's a pain in the ass to trade, right? I give you that 100%. It is a massive pain in the ass. Here's how you deal with it, okay? With this kind of price action, what you really, really want to do is you want to make sure that you manage your risk, right? So how do you do that? How do you manage your risk when you're taking trades? Well, the stop is number one, right? But the other thing is use your orders to tell you whether or not your trades are working. Now, what a concept, eh? This is the oldest trick in the book from traders who have been around since we used to ride horses to the exchange. Okay? Use your orders to tell you whether your trades are working. Because they will. Okay? If you are long, say you're long 66.25 and you're looking for 66.30, put a sell order out at 27, 28, and 29. And if the 27 gets filled, great. The 28 gets filled, great. But if the 29 doesn't get filled, then you know you can get out of your trade and still make some money. Does that make sense? It's the best thing to do because that way you let your orders tell you whether the trades are working because charts are great, right? But in this environment, there's nothing like having a real order in the system. Because as we saw yesterday, there were some traders who were putting orders in, the market would go through their order and not execute. Yeah. Right? Remember, just because you're offered at 25 and it goes to 26 doesn't mean they have to buy your 25. They could skip right over you. Why is that? Because you're not in line. So this is a FIFO system. And that doesn't mean fit in or F off. That means first in, first out. So when you are long, put your sell orders out. If your sell orders do not get executed, it is telling you that you're going to have to lower the price you're selling at. Does that make sense? If you are short, like say you're short 28, right? I'd go and put your buy orders in because if you're short at 28 and you can't get filled at 23 or 24, right? Then you know that there's no product. In a fast market, you might have to use a take the bid, take the hit the bid, take the offer kind of thing. I don't like using market orders. If it's that volatile, AO, I try and stay out. Just because in these environments, you can really get bent over, excuse the phrase, using market orders. You know, just so you guys know, okay? Market orders in a volatile environment is sometimes they're asking for trouble, right? So what usually works and what usually happens, you got to be careful, okay? You got to be a little bit, what does Yogi Bear say? Smarter than the average bear, right? Let's be a little smarter than the average bear. Let's take profits a little early. Let's cover our shorts a little early. Book those profits, right? There's nothing wrong with getting paid, right? In my experience, have I seen this in the past 40 years? Skinny market? Yeah, my specialty is building skinny markets, right? I used to work on stocks where you could move them up and down $30 a share by spending $1,000. My specialty is screwing people over. So this market is perfect because it fits exactly what I used to do. You got to understand that this market is skinny because, Redcom, of electronic execution, right? If you look at an order book, right? If you take an order book, right? Let's take a quick look here. Right? If you look at an order book and you see that there's 15, 16, there's not a lot of contracts, right? When you come in and you drop a big order into an order book, right? All of these orders will just pull very, very quickly. They'll pull out very quickly. Why? Because it takes seconds, absolute seconds it takes to empty an order book out, right? So a little look below and fail of 25. So if you're long, 26, 27, sell. Sell, baby, sell. Right? Because you're going to have sellers at 32. They're right there. VWAP is at 33. Right? Make sure that you don't leave money on the table. There will be greedy bastard day will come again where you can hold trades for 20, 30 points. Right? That will come. Just not when we are on the brink of World War III. Now, I might be over dramatizing things a little bit, but I would rather over dramatize things a little bit to drive home a point. You know what I mean? You know, like my specialty was the short squeeze, right? SPIL, I would manufacture a short position. I'd get people short. I'd pay people to spread rumors that the company is going in the shitter, get everybody short, buy up all the stock, and then 2, 3 days later, you'd wake up, you'd be offside. You know, you'd be short at $3. I'd open the stock at 10, and you're ruined. That's what I used to do for a living, right? Scalping is a good thing, right? Yeah, it all depends on tonight. And we have no idea what the hell's going to happen tonight, right? I mean, if you read the press, it looks like World War III is going to start tonight. Uh, you know, let's just trust the chart because I don't trust anything politicians say. My father used to write speeches for politicians, so I tend not to really trust anything that comes out of their mouth. Right? Let's hope we don't start World War III, and let's hope that we get a peaceful resolution to this. That would be nice, and we could go back to business as usual. But hey, I don't want to be naive. Let's just make sure that we protect ourselves, right? So you could see that the sellers stepped in before 32, right? The overnight point of control, guess what? It moved up. It moved up from 20 up to 26. What does that mean? It means that the large traders who were long 20, they sold the 26s. That's why the point of control moved up, right? Distribution. If you are a size trader, your big goal is to get rid of your inventory and go into cash before 8 o'clock, right? The decision's at 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, from what I understand of it. So say you were long size, right? Wouldn't you want to like turn those contracts into cash before the poop hits the fan? I would. I would not want to be long size or short size going into a world event. I hope that makes sense. Excuse me, my voice is a little off here with this stupid cold. So keep that in mind, right? Let's be smart out there, right? Trade what you see, not what you think will happen, because you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, and just take it back and forth. The other thing too is there might be a lot of periods where the candles are doing this, like the edge is here, and it's screwing around like this, and it's nowhere near the edge. Like stuff like this, don't trade that stuff. Wait for it to hit the edge, go underneath, and come back up. That's a beautiful trade, right? This is a nice little trade. The rest of this stuff, just leave it the hell alone. Let the suckers take those trades, right? Good point, right? The other thing is, in times of uncertainty, right? Size down, right? I think we're going to test that previous day low. You know, there are sellers at 30, 31, 32. You know, there are sellers. So, uh, excuse me. Hey, Leslie. We are under the Thursday news pop. Oh, cool. A lot of the folks in the room, a lot of the folks in the room have been having a very good week the last couple of weeks, which is really, really, this is great. Right? Well, to be fair, Alex, I wasn't around last week. And a big shout out to the doctors at A-Tree Hospital. Very appreciative. Yeah, we're going to have to be like snipers. There we go. Holy Christmas. Look at that thing go. Yes, we can help on that. If you can hold on till tomorrow, we'll go through this in detail. All right, little brief short covering move to the top. I want to see now, what I'm looking for is, do we come down to this 26 and do we come down to position? If we can't get down there, we'll be looking for a long. It's kind of playing possum. Just let it open and do this for a couple of minutes. You know, the reason that we have to be patient is we have to let the large traders find the bid. Just give it some time. See how we came right to the point of control at 26? Now we're underneath it. Right? I'm focused on this previous day low down here. That's at 18. Right? I want to see if we can get down to 18. See how it's, see, if you had bought it at 25, you'd be getting stopped out now, right? And it was tempting because it looked like it was stopping at 26.25. If you go on chart replay, you'll see that, right? Let these candles open up, work themselves out. Now, when it stops selling off like it has and it starts moving up, my first thought is, where are these bastards going to sell into it? Back up over 25. I know there's a seller at 30. Have these sellers at 30, have they stepped down from 30 to 27, 26? That's what's going through my head. See that green candle has a top. That top is where they stepped in, right at 27. Right? So every time a market goes down and pops back up, or a candle goes down and pops back up, you shouldn't be thinking I'm going to get long. that candle. You should be thinking, where are these going to sell into it? Wait for that candle to finish and show you where the sell orders are. Right? Remember, inventory is short. We should be moving higher, but we're not. So all of these poor people who bought long here looking for that inventory correction are now puking out lower. So let them. You might get a big green candle to the upside and you'll say, oh, I missed the trade. That happens. Don't worry about it. It's very hard to catch one candle, right? Just let them go here. There seems to be some bids at 20, 20, just under 20, right? Yeah. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Right? So there. See how it played possum? And finally we went and took out the previous day low. Right? Now let's see if we accept back up over it. And if we do, look, there's a seller at 19. Under 16, right? We're going to be looking for that overnight low. Right? So with regards to stops, your stops have to make business sense, right? So say I'm buying 21, 22, right? Against that overnight low. My stop is 18 because if the market breaks 18, right? I just picked up one at 22 and a half and I'm out at 25 and a half. Because if the market breaks 18, then my trade no longer makes sense. Does that make sense to you? So I went long here, and if the market had taken out the previous day low, I'm out of the trade, right? And that's why I teach people, and I'm very adamant on the business sense of the trade, right? Let's see, we're going to test that previous day low again. Wait for it. See, there's sellers. You notice that when we made that move up, we went right to 26 quarter, right? So you know the sellers are here. Mark off where the sellers are going to be. That's going to help you a lot too, so you can manage your expectations, right? Always want to manage our expectations. If we clear the 26, 27 area, we'll be looking for Just over 30. But do you see how they're selling into it before 26? It's actually slow enough that you can actually see it. So this was the cost basis of the overnight. We went up, sold it. Now we're just back and forth in that cost basis. So we're looking to see where the next move is going to be. I am pretty sure we're going to check out that previous day low again. If we don't, if we stay above 18, we will eventually rotate up to that 29 area where the open was. That is a place where sellers will be. Everybody knows where the open is. Everyone will have their sell orders there. These candles are big. This is a great market where you'll learn with these big candles, always kind of wait until a candle closes. You might not get the best price. That's okay. Right? There's the previous day low. Here we go. It's okay to pay a little bit more, right? Or cover a little bit higher than you thought you were going to cover. Let the market settle in, right? Here we go. Nice and slow. Okay, there's a seller at the previous day low. Let's see if we can clean out that 18-19 area. So TBD, if you were going long, right? Say you go long 19, 18, your stop is just underneath the previous day low. You would have gotten stopped out, right? So let's let the market now sell all of those trap longs who got trapped between 20 and 26. They're all going to puke it out now, right? You can feel them. They're panicking. I'm long at 20. I'm long at 18, right? It didn't hold yesterday's low, right? They're all bailing out. The short sellers are coming in and covering. Shorts are always first to the bid. Yeah, now I'm looking for that overnight low, right? Let's see. Unless we reclaim the previous day low. Exactly. The problem with this market, the way it sits right now, is that the order flow is not predictable. So the way people normally do business is being changed. So when that happens, that predictable, nice kind of quiet order flow that we get, it's been disrupted, right? So we just take that into account, trade a little bit less, right? Trade a little smaller. You can see that there's a seller at 16, right? And then when we get back up into the blue zone, there'll be a seller just under 20. So let the large traders work this out. There's no reason for you to take a chance here because you don't know whether or not that 12, 11 bid is going to hold, right? To go long. If you're shorting, If we get above 16 and a quarter, you're in trouble because we'll rip right up to that 19. So if you are short, say 18, 17, you should have probably already covered at 12. All right. Looks like we're trying to creep back up over 16. Sellers move down to 18. Exactly. It's the loading zone. No trade yet. No trade for me. Right? You only get my money when I see a trade that makes sense. Right? When the trade fits my business description of how I do business, then you'll see my money. Till then, I got no interest in this at all, right? So we're relaxed, right? We're not jonesing for a trade, right? Nice and chill. Let the large traders work this out. The best trade would be a look below and fail of the overnight low. Remember that short position down here at 95 from yesterday, right? So right here, how would I describe my trading strategy in one sentence? I trade with the business. How's that? I understand the business and I trade with it. When trades make sense, I take them. When they don't make any business sense, I'm out of them. Hope that helps. Right? I'm a business person. I've been in this business for 34 years. So I'm not like your regular retail trader who goes, I'm an EMA moving crossover, Delta Schmelta Belta kind of guy. I'm like, when the supply runs out, I'll buy a little and sell into strength. When I see people are putting the price on sale and marking down price, I'll go short. Right? So common sense. I'm a big believer in common sense. It's kept me alive for 34 years. It's kept me alive doing deals, and it's kept me alive in trading. You trades have to make business sense, right? If you can't explain the business reason for taking a trade, you got no business taking the trade. You guys understand what I'm saying? If you can't explain your trade to a 5-year-old or to a golden retriever, you're overcomplicating everything, and you're most probably not making money. I hope that helps. It's a business. People forget it's a business. And they start thinking, oh, the algos do this. The algos are just the market being efficient, right? The business never changes. You take cheap crap, you sell it at a higher price. When people don't want to buy it, you mark it down. Great. What do the algos do? The algos make that process more efficient. So it's like robots in a factory, right? Well, that's a great idea. Hey, listen, Landilla, and welcome to the stream. What I suggest is you can sign up for free here, right? And if you want, you can join our trading room. We've got a 3-day, you can check it out for 3 days for free, right? Come into the room, ask questions. I'm there all the time, and we'd love to help, right? Hey, Boxcar Willie, what's going on? Good to see you. Cool. If you come into the room, send me a direct message so I know you're there and we can have a chat. You're keeping track of inventory gaps from big news pops? Oh, well, bless your heart. That's great. Thank you, because I'm not organized enough to do that. So I'm very happy that you're doing it. No, it's good. I'm not organized enough to keep track of all that stuff. So I'm very happy when more organized people do it. No, no, I don't care about the wick or the body. All I care about, Willie, is the top of the candle and the bottom of the candle, right? Because you can see, look how they've been moving the offer down, right? It was here, then here, then here, then here. Don't worry about the buying. We'll take care of that. When the shorts come in and start covering, that'll be the first set of buyers, right? So why I have that there, that tells you, like, say if you were shorting 15, 14, right? My stop would be 16, 17, and then you'd put bids down here and cover on the way down. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Leslie. That'd be great. See now, big green candle, that's the shorts coming in, right? They're covering, they're front running that overnight low. Where do they sell into it? Around 11. Yeah, you never know. Listen, I'm learning how to be open-minded in my old age, Leslie. As I'm coming up to what they call in the UK geezer status, right? I'm becoming a geezer, so I have to be more open-minded so I'm not a cantankerous old man. We're wise now, exactly. Right? This is all short covering before that overnight low. I want to see if we can take it out, and that's why we're being patient. Yeah, it's pretty amazing what AI is doing. I'm just learning how to use AI. And, we have the AI trading coach, which is great. So if you join our room, you get the trading AI trading coach for free. And it's actually been taught by real traders, not like it doesn't go and vacuum information off the internet. So, Ray's curated it really well that way. So we got sellers at 10. See if that 10 seller is still there. Ooh, it's really choppy, isn't it? Really choppy. The only thing about AI is it's developing so hard, it's so fast, it's really hard to keep up. It'd be a shame to hang out here and not take out that overnight low and see what's lurking underneath it for buy orders. If you are long here, say you're long 6, 7, right? Put some sell orders at 12, 13, 14. Right? Because we're going to have sellers up in that area here. And there's a standard deviation there, so I would imagine there'll be a seller before 14. I'd front run it. Okay, so be that way. Don't take out the overnight low. Fine. Oh, is it really? 66.05 and a quarter? So how did you anchor that, Alexander? That's pretty cool. I've never looked at yearly VWAP. So that's like the VWAP anchor from January 1st? Wow. 2nd? Interesting. Oh, cool. Yeah, you guys are very methodical about looking at longer term references and stuff like that. That's really cool. There's that 14 seller. And you still have one monitor? Good for you, man. Good for you. Beautiful. All right, if we accept above that previous day low, we can take a little long. Gonna wait for the next candle here. I want it to test 1650 and see if it holds above that. Was it? Oh, cool. I have 6605 on one of my charts, but in this maze of my flu, I'm having a tough time remembering it. Let's see if we can buy some 19 product here. 1918. Put some sell orders in the 21s. Whoa, that was good. So yeah, I bought a couple at 19 and I sold them just here. Just a quick little move up. I'm going to be trading small until I feel better. Um, very happy that I didn't have the rapid heartbeat today. It's been the first day in like a week where I haven't gone into arrhythmia, which is really cool. So keeping my size down until I'm a bit healthier. Right, that's another thing, folks. When you're sick, don't trade too much. Don't overtrade. Back underneath that previous day low. Could be. Yeah, let's go look at that overnight low. Let's see TBD. I have not been calling out shorts. I apologize. I'm a little off. go. Come on down. They're going to tease us for a little bit here. Right, that short cover is going to come in again in that 5, 6, 7 area. I'm really curious to see if we can get down to 65.95. I want to see if that short position from last night is still valid. No trade just yet. You guys still awake? Just checking. Now the next half-hour period is going to start in about 20 seconds. Let's see if it splashes down and takes out 66.02. They're teasing us again. Here we go. Here we go. Stop short. Hey, Travis. That's a poor low. There's a bid at 2 right now. Let's see if it holds. Still a poor low. Now it's a proper low. There's the splashdown. That's what I was looking for. I won't go long until it gets over 2, 2.5, 3. I'll pay a little more. I don't mind paying a little bit more. Let them sell it off. Use the levels. Now this is 4 times discount from cost basis. That's what these levels and colors are. That's cost basis, 2 times discount, 4 times discount. Was there news just out, Slicey? Thanks. What was the news? So we took the K low, the J low, and now we get to see what's lurking here underneath 65.95. There's a seller at 98. Let's see if we can clean them out. If you are short, I'm not sure what kind of bids are going to be here, so be careful. If we just use the levels, so if they keep offering lower and lower and lower, you can stay short. There you go. Remember, there are going to be sellers at the top of each one of these candles, right? So if you're doing a look below and fail of 98 3/4, 6602 is probably going to be your target. Just remember that. It's going to be choppy a little bit. Wait for it. No reason to go long yet. Give it some time. Let the large traders take it. Right? Let the large traders show themselves. Right? Because you don't want to go long. You know, we're going to have sellers here and here. Right? I would wait for smaller traders. I would wait until we get back over 6602 to go long. On the short side, we've got two short positions. One here. That's why we stopped here. And then down here, right? Exactly, Kevin. There's two short positions underneath us. That's what's creating this buying. Let's see if we can get back over 98.99. Just take your time. Don't be too anxious to get into trades today. When this next candle opens, those of you who are looking for a short into the singles, right? If you want to take a short, wait to see if it stays under 98. If it does, you can take a small short and then put your bids in, like say you're short 96, 95. Go put your bids in. It's going to be quick. See how there was buying right there? Now let's see if they sell into it again in that 97, 98 area. Wait for it. It's really thin, choppy order book this morning. Short 97. And I'm covering here. Just want to cover quick. Oh, I covered too early. Damn. There we go. Filled them right to that stop. That's the trade I wanted. But I covered way too early on that 97, 96 short. That's okay. Oh. So we're going to have these single prints. Let's see how many of them we fill. So as we said in Globex, as we said yesterday, traders are getting out of their positions before the news. Right? If you go back and you look at the inventory that was acquired here and here, it was sold, and now we're bringing it back in. For the larger traders, if this liquidation continues and we fill these single prints here, right? If that continues, your target's going to be 65.47. Okay? Just be careful on these liquidations. They will tend to be quite volatile. I'm going into those singles. So the short sellers, they saw selling here. This was all short covering, right? This was all short covering, and then it dropped. Some more short covering, and it just keeps dropping, right? So don't be trying to go long now, right? If you're looking for the next long, you're looking for 65, 63, right? Otherwise, you're just taking unnecessary chances, okay? Yeah, they're gonna listen. If you were long, if you had size over the last couple of days and you were long, and you knew there was a news event coming, wouldn't you want to have gotten rid of your inventory? Wouldn't you have wanted to have turned that inventory into cash? And that's exactly what's going on right now. Okay? Oh, alrighty. Does anybody have any questions? So, a couple of green candles. Let's see where they sell into it. Always mark off where the sellers are. Sorry, folks. Sort of losing energy. I'm going to shut it down pretty soon. Starting to lose my voice a little bit again. So mark where the sellers are if you're looking for longs. It's also a great place to take shorts. Say if you go above 65.95, come down. You got a place to short. You got a place to put your stop, right? And if you want to learn, we will be doing a class tomorrow on trading in volatile conditions. Has gold got anything to do with ES? Why is gold falling? Well, you see, a lot of these are speculative risk assets, Frankie. So if you're a hedge fund or if you're a fund and your ES position is going down, it will cause liquidation in a lot of different risk assets, right? Every market, gold, oil, uh, silver, NQ has its own inventory. So traders will want to deleverage, de-risk before the big news announcement tonight, right? Well, they did pull their bids, Slicey. They pulled their bids all the way from the previous day low down here. Not panicked yet, right? Remember, these markets are fairly strong, right? These markets are fairly strong, and you also have to remember that there's less people trading during risk events, right? So might be a little bit less order flow. So we'll see what happens. It's a big question mark for me today, right? Yeah, you can think, Frankie, markets are like a big spider web. You pull on one, everything kind of moves. You pull on one piece of the web, everything kind of bounces around a bit. So just be aware of that. I'm starting to lose the old voice here, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you very much for your patience this week. Really appreciate it. We'll do a little session tomorrow at 11. Hopefully I can get rid of this flu. And we will see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. For those of you on YouTube, please come and visit us at the Trading Syndicate where we teach real traders how to make real money just using common sense. And that's what we like to do. Be safe out there, folks. Use stops. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a great trading day. Appreciate you guys. Bye for now.